welcome to the finale of Burn Bryte After Midnight. If you are new here, welcome. Wow, what a time to arrive on our final episode of our playthrough of the After Midnight module made for Burn Bryte, which is a science fantasy game exclusively made for Roll20. So yeah, this lovely crew around here survived a lot, all culminating in tonight's episode. So, gosh, wow, I can't believe it. I wonder how this is gonna go. My name is Celeste Konowich, and tonight I'm going to be your game master. Let's go around. Gnome, who are you?
Hi, I'm Gnome, and I'm playing Little Voice 11, a peacecraft.
Yes, and Nassim.
I'm Nassim, and I'm playing your Rornan Vamfam.
Lisa, who are you?
I'm Lisa Penrose, and I am playing your mysterious space cat's Yellow Gloss.
And Yehenia.
And I'm Eugenio, DM Jazzy Hands, and I'm playing Atash Telenast, your Zavoy, who is not really into crystals anymore.
Yeah, no, you proved that last time, without a doubt.
To be into crystals anymore.
Yes, yes.
But also genuinely.
Yes, yeah.
Probably.
Thank you all so much for being here for the finale of our season 2. This has been a wild ride, and I'm so glad that we got renewed for a second season. So if you all have been enjoying this show, please do, let people know that you like it. Let people know about Burn Bryte. Make sure to keep following, Roll20 on social media everywhere, and stay tuned for more news about this fantastic game. Tonight, you lucky people who are here in the chat, we are going to be raffling off a copy of Burn Bryte. And that one's just for free on the house, though you can also donate to make the Tiltify bar at the top of the screen increase in size. We are $95 away from running a giveaway as well, so potentially we could have 2 giveaways of this awesome game. But make sure to pay attention in chat, because those wonderful mods are going to post that code word, and you can enter to win your very own copy of After Midnight. Such good stuff. And also, if you'd like to donate, just pay attention as well. The mods in chat have great instructions on how to donate to Code 2040, which is an awesome cause that helps break down barriers for Black and Latinx coders in the tech industry. So really great cause. Check it out. All right, gang.
No.
Let's do it. What happened last time on Burn Bryte? It's got to be a good recap because Nassim wasn't here. So good recap. Go.
Aphrodite Billiams happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Precious.
I like it so far.
Yep.
Yeah,
We went in with definitely a plan.
That's definitely what
Where
it
did
was.
you go in? Where did you go in? Let's tell the people.
Space.
Yep, we were in space.
We've
done this. Okay, I demanded a good recap, and this is what I got.
So we went to the fleet of the Order of Heroes, an organization that wants to yeet a bunch of stuff into the burn to hopefully stop it, I guess.
Yep.
So we basically found their whole fleet, and our mission was to infect their ship with a virus, a leech virus that would get us a ton of information about the Order of Heroes. Most importantly, the location of a big ritual that we thought they were probably maybe trying to do, something about moving a planet throughout space, which felt like a problem, because if they've already yeeted people, I bet they'd like to yeet a planet.
Oh, you betcha.
You betcha. I will slow down my recap now in the event that if one of my fellow cast members wants to pick up the story from here.
We had to get through a sort of asteroid belt shield thing. Oh, wait. Before that, Atash had a special moment. But but you should probably do that part of the recap.
Yeah.
Sure. I had blocked that part out
done,
already.
Lisa.
The TLDR of that moment is Wanda reached the end of her circuits with Atash and locked me in my cabin and turned out all of the lights, like all of them apparently, all over the ship, which I don't think she intended, but that's funny. And she sat me down
in the dark.
So she sat me down and said, "Look, my friend, you done messed up real bad with your crystals. are you going to do it again? Because if so, I'm going to throw you out into the vacuum of space. And I said, okay, Mom. And decided to let go of my crystals.
Jettisoned Oppo into space.
Yes.
What a sacrifice.
Well,
Little Voice had a cool thing happen before we continued our mission too.
Yeah, Gnome, tell us about what happened to Little Voice.
Yeah, we had a message from Jade Crucible about the memorial site, and there was like a Burn Bryte version of a USB stick.
Line of
And,
code. Yeah, a folder.
Yes. And there was a program inside, and Wanda helped Little Voice kind of decode it and activate it. And we learned that Una, Little Voice's friend, was into music, was writing music and did things with music, which he didn't know. So there was some of this music that was left, and he played it as best he could with Wanda. It was kind of nice. And then he gave the music to Jade to use for the memorial.
The song Lavuna.
And then we flew through asteroids and somehow survived that, and also hacked things and also survived that, and then lied to a lot of scientists.
Yeah.
And somehow survived.
They were super dorky and easy to trick.
Yeah.
It's
It was
true.
kind of sweet. Like I would be friends with them.
Yeah, I think I would
Except that
too.
they throw people into basically the sun.
Aside from that.
Yeah.
Aside from that hiccup. Yeah.
Little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we tricked a bunch of scientists into believing that I, in a driftling's body that I had transformed to look like a glean, was a famous athlete that they had yeeted into the burn low those many years ago, and distracted them long enough for us to upload our virus to begin downloading the information about the ritual called Velo's Star Shot.
Which was depicted on the vase that was stolen from Dropo. Had the ritual on it.
So we found out a few more details that the Order of Heroes is doing something called Project Gasball. Turns out they're skipping a step. They're not throwing a planet into the burn. They're throwing a whole ass star.
And since they're throwing a star, that means all of the planet in its gravitational orbit will also be pulled with the star. So meaning potentially billions of lives would be hurled into the burn with this ritual.
And because I'm adding the important details to this recap, we also sent a plate of eclairs through space to the scientists.
That's right.
Oh,
I did find
RoboGoblet in
No,
chat.
nope, we're not acknowledging that, Celeste.
But you said you were bringing up the important elements.
Things. That
Oh,
you
no.
made Bottler extremely sad, and now
Bottler's
Bottler is
sad.
inside of a closet because you insulted
So
Bottler.
sad, crying.
One.
What happened? Poor
Well,
Bottler.
I honestly don't
Nothing.
remember. I just remember him getting upset.
I think I said something about the eclairs not being good enough, and Bottler had made them.
Oh, that's
You
right.
had specifically sent Bottler to make the eclairs, and
Yeah,
Bottler is
that's right.
heartbroken.
I feel really
a
bad.
closet. So, the important details.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going into the finale demoralized now.
Good.
Aw.
Okay. That's what I intended.
Well, that's a great place to start
Yeah.
as we hurtle towards a star called a white neutron star called Gantha, at where we will, in theory, find the fleet again, and the leader of Project Gasball, a Kithuk named Yawa Rainsfault. I can't read my
Folt?
handwriting. Sure. Where we have to stop them. Oh, and I think the whole ARC is, in theory, gonna hopefully meet us there, or at least that's what Denier said she was gonna work on.
She's gonna do her best. Yeah. So that's great. That's where we are picking up. Basically,
Here's mud.
Yeah, the events of last time, everything had started happening very quickly from the moment you got that information from the leech virus and raced, out of this asteroid shield surrounding this place where the Order of Heroes fleet was, holed up, waiting for some pirates. You had made it beyond the asteroid field. Immediately, Daenerys had contacted you with the cursory bits of this information. So you had learned that, yes, they're going to use Valos Starshot. Project Gasball means that they are going to take this neutron star, hurl it from the center of Olaxis, pulling billions of people into the burn. And you had also learned that this project is going to be executed in 17 days. On board a station, a space station called the Desperation, which the Order of Heroes has specifically built to enact this ritual. So they have been planning for this for quite some time. All of the pieces are in place. You have 17 days, and it turns out from the Cyprit system, you are about exactly 17 days away from where you need to be. So you need to haul ass to get there. And so when Daenerys, had given you this information, she obviously had kind of left you with that and been like, I need to talk to the ARC. I need to talk to all of the chapters all over Olaxis and just see who can get there, who can meet you at the Desperation to help, to stop this, to do anything, because you all are facing a cataclysmic event at this point. And so there had been, Daenerys had called in, called out. Some time has passed as you're just hurling, towards the center of Olaxis here. And I think the very last thing that had happened is that Daenerys had basically called you all with a bunch of other people on the line, a ton of different ARC representatives from across Olaxis. So we had all kind of hovered together in the central living space on board Wanda and are basically having a big Zoom conference right now with the ARC and Daenerys and all of you. So you are now currently, seated in that living area on board Wanda, and you see lots of just grim faces on, the screen in front of you here as everybody, is just sort of waiting for somebody to start. And Daenerys, takes the bait here, and she says, I've called you all together because obviously we're facing a huge threat. All of you have been briefed on the situation. We do have some more information to share, more details specifically about the Desperation and this ritual, some ideas about what we can perhaps do. So I figure we should just share those and put together some kind of plan, if you all are on board.
Yes, I think so.
Yes, please.
All right. Well, here is what we know. So some more details that we've been able to glean from the data that we picked up. Based on this, right now, I've contacted as many ARC ships as I can in the area. So we have several confirmed ships that are going to be arriving around the same time as you at the Desperation. So that's a little bit of good news. Like we mentioned, the Desperation is a small space station specifically built by the Order of Heroes for this project. It's small enough that it hasn't attracted much notice from the Senshell Guild or anything else. So hopefully, once we get you on board, it will be pretty easy to find wherever this ritual is taking place. We know that the Desperation, it has 3 airlocks. All of these, of course, are guarded and locked. We can, of course, cover your approach. If you all would like to go in directly through some of these, our ARC vessels are willing to hold things down for you and hopefully keep off any enemy fire coming in, cause a distraction, whatever you all need. If we can get you through one of these entry points, then we think we probably stand a chance. The Desperation also has a guarded hangar. We know that there are many fighters on site. We're not sure of exactly how many, but it's going to be a lot. You could try to get in that way, but the entrance seemed to be covered by some kind of magical shield attuned to their ship specifically. So that's another option. Once you are aboard the station, you've got to find a way to stop Valos Starshot. We were able to get some details on how the spell works, how the ritual works. It requires a large amount of plasma to be poured into 7 sacred vessels, one of which is, of course, the vase that has this Valos Starshot written on it. A ritual leader holds the vase in the air and chants a phrase of some kind, and as the chanting is performed, the plasma disappears from each vessel. Once the plasma is gone from each, the ritual is complete. So we need to stop the leader from chanting or tip over one of those vessels, something to interrupt the ritual. And of course, if you don't take the vase or destroy it, they could always try again. So the goal will be to destroy the vase or to get it out of there, get it far away from the Order of Heroes as far as possible. There is something else, too, that I should probably mention. Even if the ritual is complete, it seems there is an opportunity to stop all of this. If a large enough force, say a ship moving at full speed, were to enter the neutron star, were to disrupt the energy, that might give us a shot at stopping the ritual as well. But that's a final option. I mean, sailing into a neutron star isn't exactly going to get everybody walking out of there alive. So that's what we got. Hopefully it's enough to put something together. Thoughts? Ideas? And I think all the other ARC leaders are just, looking like, oh my god.
And there is a heavy task ahead of us all, but we are lucky to know that we have the strength of our numbers behind us, and we will be there to support each other throughout every process. Thank you so much for sharing this intelligence. I would also like to hear what my fellow travelers here prefer to do. My vote is to see, well, first of all, actually, Celialagos, do you think you would have the capabilities to somehow adjust the main function of the shield door of the hangar? The magic shield?
Well, and then she remembers that there's like this whole Zoom call. I mean, I can certainly try.
That is something that I find worth exploring.
Yeah. So basically the 2 options are, there's that hangar with the magic shield, and then there are 2 airlocks, which are, of course, locked from the other side. So you'd have to figure out how to open those up and get on board.
I wonder if, as we travel to this ship, if Vanda could create some sort of similar generated shield that I can practice on, so that we know before we arrive whether my magic could help.
Wanda will chime in and say, yeah, that shouldn't be too hard. I mean, I'm assuming it's just shield generator technology with just, some extra bits added on. Everybody on the Zoom call is sort of like, what? Like, as a voice they can't see, speak to them with perfect clarity through the Zoom call. And Denier,
true magic.
Yeah, Denier
Right.
nods and says, that sounds like a good plan to get aboard the Desperation, but do you have any thoughts on how you're going to disrupt the ritual once you are inside?
We will push things.
Tip them off the...
Something about the ritual seems to indicate that it won't be so easy to accomplish that, but hopefully you'll be able to push through whatever strange power is happening.
Is there any chance that we have any sort of more specific information about the desperation what part the ritual might be taking place in, where we can expect heavy resistance, things like that? I know that you all just got the information that we did as well, but is that something we could work on?
Yes, it seems that the station itself is quite small, sort of built a circle as the center sphere with a rectangle around it. The rectangle seems to have several smaller rooms, so we're guessing that the ritual would probably be taking place at the heart of the station in that central sphere. It looks like the airlock is only large enough to host smaller ships' fighters. So hopefully that means that we're not going to be encountering full battalions of soldiers on this place. But of course, it is the Order of Heroes, so you can expect some resistance, some kind of mercenary presence on board.
Do we have any agents there presently? Perhaps they could acquire a smaller fighter vessel for us to move through the shield just to get there. And we could also equip it and set it off with a bomb.
Unfortunately, the ARC is pretty scattered. The ships are not going to be arriving until just about the time you do, so we don't have anybody on the ground to do reconnaissance or work of that type beforehand, unfortunately. We also have to think about how we're going to escape once we have interrupted the ritual. Of course, we're going to do our best to bring down any resistance on the outside, but we're not going to be with you inside. So we do have to think about how you're going to escape if your vessel is going to land on or near the Desperation by one of these airlocks. I don't believe your vessel is a wanderer, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So
yes, sir.
Too large to dock in the airlock, but you could probably form a tight enough seal where you could board and unload.
Now, if we do manage to get in through the hangar area, in theory, if you could park there as well, yes?
Yes. I believe you could probably... It would take a little bit more piloting, I think, to get that seal completely true, even if you did get down the magic shield. But it is certainly an option.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be difficult to take one of these fighter vehicles on the ship?
I mean, if there are some that are still parked, I mean, hopefully you could grab one. I can't imagine that there'll be too many left over, though, if they are observing this ritual. You did have an interaction with them, too, so they might be on red alert.
For what it's worth, the last time we found ourselves in a hostile station, we were assisted by allies who came and took control of unmanned, unpiloted ships, spare ships. So it's something we should keep on our radar in the event that we have that opportunity.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm a fan of...
Are we at all aware of the existence of any escape pods on this station?
I don't believe so. Based on the hangar, it looks like it's just fighters that the ship is equipped with. So hopefully that's good news in that the Order of Heroes won't have anywhere to run as well.
I think once we're inside, the rest of the ARC's job will just be to distract and otherwise engage as many of them as possible, in the hopes that that'll clear as much of a path as we can manage so that we can get in and disrupt the ritual. In terms of getting out, I mean, we'll presumably, do we know anything about communications blocks or anything like that, or will we be free to communicate outside, do we think?
We haven't gotten any kind of indications that communications would be blocked. So unless they've got something particularly nasty up their sleeve, we should be able to stay in communication.
Okay. Kind of a logistical question. Is this station near the star that they plan on throwing into the burn?
Yeah, it's very close to the star. So it's basically overlooking Gantha, kind of circling around it.
Okay. Well, Because I'm thinking, what if this station is fast enough to be thrown into this star and just like make that our goal to hijack it and steer it into the star?
The station definitely would not have enough velocity to like, because it would like slowly float into the burn rate.
But not even once it got into its gravitational pull?
I don't think so. So I think the whole thing is like full engines, like jamming the velocity of a ship moving in is what would cause enough to disrupt.
And this station is really not a ship.
No,
really
it doesn't have any kind of engines or anything. It's like a big floating building in space.
Got it.
Man.
But that's a very cool idea.
Man, but if we could throw
Man,
a whole
that'd be a
space
cool
station
idea,
in a
though.
star.
You just huck that in. Problem
ceremony,
solved,
go
boys.
turn the jets on full and leave. Get them stuck and then leave.
That would be
Love
amazing.
Well, I think, Theela Gloth will know, hopefully in a few days' time, whether or not we will be approaching via the hangar or the airlocks. I would feel best if we had a few ARC thips that were keeping an eye on Wanda.
She says and coughs over the loudspeaker.
We've been through a lot and they'll be defenseless for all intents and purposes while we're inside. We'll be in touch, updating you on our progress inside the station, and once we've completed the mission, we'll just need you to cover our retreat.
All right. Well, it sounds like we have a plan. Everybody good with that? And all the other, ARC leaders nod. Well then, I'll leave you to your preparations, and I'll get back on the signal board and try and get as many ships as I can coming your way.
Sounds like a plan.
If anything new develops, I'll reach back out. And she, hangs up the big conference call, and you all are there. Guess we should probably go to the game screen so we can see you all sitting on the ship. So here, let's go. Are you ready? Oh my gosh! Wow! Oh my gosh! Here we all are. Oh, Wanda in the Ravioli Lounge. Oh, Butler's crying in the closet. He's over here.
There we go. And I am in my Savoy body. There we go.
Yeah, so you all are left to your own devices.
Who will I wear?
For this main event. Oh my. Yeah. So, unless there's anything specific you want to do over this, you do have, maybe now 16 days or so. Are there any specific preparations you would like to make? I know Ciela Gloss, you're going to be practicing with the magic shield.
I'd also like to charge my personal shield generator.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we're all going to spend some time to charge up
to just
personal
yeah
shield generators.
Yes. Yes.
Be extra prepared.
I think Atash is also going to spend some time. So they're they've got a real catch-22 here, because on the one hand, they're expecting a driftling, so I should get, or a glean, so I shouldn't use a glean body. But on the other hand, they probably could figure out that it was a driftling, because it did look exactly like Aphrodite. But the only other body I have now is a glean. So I will figure out who I'm wearing, but I will be practicing with one of them. I think it's probably going to be the real glean, not the driftling disguised as a glean, just so I can get someone new.
Yeah. Mix it up. Throw, just explore new things. The universe might be ending,
Right. But I have copies of all of those surveys and questionnaires that the juror gave me for Cotyledon, and every time I get a new body, I work on it and fill them out, and yeah.
That's very cool. It's very cool of you. Nassim, we were talking about, so you all have 16 days or so. Are there any specific preparations you are doing in the meantime?
I think we're trying to correspond as much as possible with the family and see if anyone has heard our message, is trying to make things happen or make other people aware of what's happening.
Sure. Are
see
you
if anything comes from that.
are you putting out the call to try and get some of the Vam Fam to help at this battle?
Yeah, I think I did in the last time I was here.
Well, now you
I-
know where it's going to be going down.
Oh, true. So I'm also updating
Yeah.
the call to action.
Like, JK, don't go to the Cypress system, which is very far and by the burn. Head back, head around towards the center of Olaxis. Thank you.
Yeah.
Which is actually great because a lot more people live in the Heart Worlds towards the center of the burn. So you're getting lots of responses here as people are like, wait, what? What's going on? What? No, yeah, of course, we're going to be there. We're going to tell everyone. Like, we're going to, you're getting lots of support of people willing to, show up and help out. How much of this are you willing to share? Are you, like, laying out the whole consequences potentially? Or, like, what?
I mean, I definitely want to be transparent about the risks
Yeah.
we are facing. But in terms of our entrance plan, like our plan, I'm not really sharing those details. I'm just kind of telling them that whatever support they can give the ARC, the better.
Got it.
So that's what I'm talking about.
So getting them involved in, like, the air fight that is
Right.
inevitably going to be happening outside the ship while you all are trying to storm it.
Yeah, a backup.
All right. So, Seal of Glass, you are practicing with this shield generator with different modifications and seeing what you can do with your magic. So why don't you go ahead and make some, let's make some rolls to see how this study session goes. Let's go ahead and do a complexity 3. And what are you using?
I'm going to start out just using, like, pure power. That's going to be my first attempt.
Okay.
Hopefully this works. I guess she's, like, trying to see, like, what type of magic will help.
Yeah, definitely.
So roll. Oops, I'm on the wrong thing.
Okay.
No,
well,
power does not work.
A failure. Yeah, you're like, it's a piece of technology, so it is really hard for you to alter it with your magic. You're finding something about this. Because also shield generators and this technology is actually run by plasma, which is inherently a magical substance. And
I strengthen it by accident.
Yeah, it seems, you cannot touch this other magic, which is just so much stronger than your own. So what is your next attempt? I think
if she were to try again, she would try presence. So more of, like, not letting the shield dominate her plasma-based magic, but to try to be more forceful in her presence and herself.
Okay. And let's go ahead and call this a complexity 4 to see if you can figure this out. Nice.
Wow. Okay, sure.
So what is it about the way you cast this time that's different? What is the thing that you unlock here?
I think she is like I said, she's trying to be a little bit more forceful so that the shield doesn't dominate her. And as she's thinking about it, she thinks about all the things she's been through and realizes if she does this and she lives, that's probably good enough to get rid of all of the false accusations that have been made against her, and she might be able to return to her life. And that makes her want it more.
Yeah. And with that drive, it suddenly clicks in your head, like the way to, disassemble this globe of magic that the shield has created. And once you get it, you do it a couple more times just to make sure that you've really locked it in. And you feel very confident that you would be able to take down a shield on whatever scale, based with what you have learned.
Call her Ciela, Shield Breaker.
Shield Breaker. Dispel. You're so ready for a wizard fight. Very cool. All right. Anything else that is happening, or should we zoom forward in time, my dears? Any sentimental things that are happening? Well,
Yeah. I'm about to have a sentimental moment with my stone ball baby.
Okay.
Yeah, we've just been carrying it for so long and humming to it and listening to it hum back to us. We've also formed somewhat of an attachment. So I think we just want to have a little quiet moment, say Thank you for whatever it is you have brought into my life. We cannot describe it in words, but it feels like you have filled a void, quite literally and metaphorically, in our lives. So we just need to thank you and prepare you that there is a dangerous road ahead of us, and we will do our best to protect one another.
Yeah, and the stone ball, the lullaby sphere, you now know it's called, kind of emits like a soft lavender light, and you can very clearly hear, the bars of that song that it likes to play. Except now it doesn't sound so sad. It sounds soothing when you listen to it. So it seems to react well.
We reabsorb her into our space.
Oh, it's a she. You get the sense that it's
right
a she.
now it's a she.
Yeah.
Now that it's calmer.
Mm-hmm. That little shit kid. All right. Any more sentimental moments? Kids, we're walking into a potentially game ending. Well, a game ending.
Yeah.
I
I think I did this when we were back on. Oh, sorry. What'd you say?
No, just yes. The game
It's
is
literally
ending.
a game ending.
Yeah, right. I think I did this when we were somewhere, but I just want to. I don't want to. Well, actually, maybe I do want to be alarming. Maybe part of me is hoping that Celeste has a surprise up her sleeve, and Jess and Darcy are gonna pop up in our Zoom call and help us. But I wanna send a message to our friends who have been off having their own adventures. And just thank them, I guess. I mean, I don't think there's a good way to write that letter without alarming them.
Yeah.
So
Like, hey, stepping into it again.
yeah. Remember that time? It's like that, but worse.
But worse.
Yeah.
You do. You can reach out and
Yeah.
it's nice. I think, you haven't seen them in a really long time. So even just
Yeah.
that reaching out feels comforting.
Yeah.
Anything for you, little voice, in this final days?
I think he's just resolved. Like, this is what needs to be done at any cost. He's seen the atrocities of destruction and death, and is at peace with the potential ends.
Nice.
So yeah, I think his time is spent just researching and maybe trimming Wanda here and there and getting better at playing that song, and that's really pretty simple.
And Sailor Glass, is there anything in particular you are doing as you prepare for this potentially life-ending encounter?
I think she's decided that no matter what, after this, she's going to return to being Cialula. And she throws her very difficultly acquired fake ID into space.
That was the only thing we managed that day.
I really like how this group throws things into space.
Yeah,
as moments of clarity. This is what we do as a crew. It's time.
We experience personal growth, and then we litter.
And then we litter into the universe.
Right. It's really bad.
It's not great.
Put more things out into space.
Not great.
No, this is how we heal. This is how we grow. We eject our feelings into space.
I mean, the burn is just going to eliminate it for us, so we've got
That's
kind
true.
of our own
Yeah.
system.
Yeah.
True.
There's never been a better time to be a nihilist. It's fine.
Oh my god.
I literally just watched a documentary about all of our space junk, and
Oh no.
It's too real.
my anxiety.
No.
So you launch all your feelings into space, and the day finally comes when you are your mere hours away from the desperation. And Denier contacts you again over the radio and is like, we managed to get some ships in place in time, but not as many as we would like. We have 8 ARC ships that are going to do the best they can. to hold down your retreat. So everybody should be intercepting at the same time. When you do get in range of the station, just reach out to them. They have your signal codes, and you will be able to have open communication between them all.
Prepare for the possible arrival of some civilian aid as well. I have called upon some brave and very worthy allies.
All right, I will let the rest of the pilots know to expect civilian aid, not to fire. That's good to know, and I guess good luck.
Same to you.
Yeah, Daenerys is not on board any of these ships. She was way the hell back at the ARC homeworld. She didn't have a chance of reaching the Heart Worlds in time. So she's kind of coordinating this all back from...
Tell our story, lady.
Yeah, from ARC headquarters. So these were just all the people who were within 17 days and willing to lay down their lives potentially to help.
Y'all, I think Celeste's trying to kill us. I don't know.
It's my time. So you all pull up to this station that is floating out in space. And as you approach, you see... I'm pretty sure I have some descriptions. Where are they? Nope, I don't. Okay, so as you are pulling up to this ship, you do see, I mean, the Desperation is very small in comparison to the rest of the space stations you've seen. Clearly, it's not meant for a lot of people to live there. This was something that was slapdash made for this ritual specifically. And as it does hover around, Gantha, which is this incredibly bright, almost slightly purple light, it's a sun essentially. It outlines this tiny station in front of you here, and you do see that circling around this station are maybe a dozen fighter ships currently that are moving in sort of a slow guard rotation, and that's when things just begin to happen very quickly as you see ships of different descriptions of all kinds starting to dive in from these different angles here, approaching the space station very rapidly. And you see all of these fighter ships move into these offensive positions as these ships are coming into view, and you all start getting hails on your ship as you hear different voices. Hey, Wanda, this is ARC Camille's song. Waiting for reports. What do you want us to do? They're coming in hot.
Serpentine.
Serpentine. S pattern. You can also just tell them, cover us if you want. You don't have to barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll. Oh, I haven't played Star Fox in forever.
Please provide as much backup fire and coverage as you can while we make our approach.
This is Crescendo, Predator ship with the ARC. Do you want all of us to follow that order? Copy.
Well, I think it would be best if at least a few of you headed out towards the other airlock entrances, confuse them, let them think that we're coming at them from all sides, draw away some of the fire from the hangar bay. So there are 8 of you. Why don't, what do we think? Should we send half to, well, I suppose there's 9 altogether. So 3 to one airlock, 3 to another, 2 with us.
Can't make decisions right now. I'm focusing. I'm breathing.
Roger. That's Neon Zappa. I'll come around and cover that flank for you. No problem. And you hear
Neon Zappa.
Yeah, all these different ships. So you have the Camille's Song, the Crescendo, the Explorer's Herald, Lucian's Recipe, Merciful Luna, Neon Zapper, Old Sturdy, and Slow Satisfaction are the 8
Those
We
last
get
two are so-
Lucian's recipe and the one about satisfaction.
Yeah, I want to hear who's the crew of Slow Satisfaction.
I mean,
My
I just
best
wanted to
friend.
read
I
voice
liked
last-
Old Sturdy too.
I
That's what I
love
want to be
these.
That one
called in
was
my old
good.
age.
So these are Old Sturdy, right next to Slow Satisfaction. They're a pair.
No satisfaction.
They're a pair of wanderers that
Oh.
are flanking in. So as you do send out the orders for all of these ships, you see them moving in positions, and immediately they are starting to take fire from these fighter vessels
I
that
hate
are
that.
coming in here. So you see, shield generators sparking and like cannons bouncing back between each other as a full-on fight is breaking out around the space station here. And you can see that on the north side of the station, there's that big green glow that kind of covers one of the docks, and more ships, more fighter vessels begin to pour out of the airlock, kind of joining the fray here. So you
I
all...
don't suppose they leave the hangar open.
No. What's
Oh,
great
I know,
is
it's
they
worth
don't have
asking.
to open or close it. Their
Oh,
ship
right.
seemed attuned to be able to move in and out, no problem.
Right.
So, is the plan to head towards the big hangar door?
That is entirely up to Ciela Gloss.
Is that where the big magical shield is?
Ooh,
Okay.
yeah.
Ciella's at the front of the ship. She's like, okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's do this.
So, and Wanda will come over saying, I don't mean to alarm anyone, but we're starting to take some fire.
Nope.
If somebody could get up here and make some maneuvers, that would be great.
Someone could be a gun. I don't.
Yeah, I'm just gonna move. I've already positioned myself as a gunny.
Yeah. So essentially, what I'm gonna need is a couple skill
Don't say
checks
rolls.
to
No.
try and get to the station without
Always
incurring
rolls.
fire. So who wants to be that person? Who wants to do the first one?
Well, I'm very focused on my
Yeah,
task.
you're busy, and this one's being a gun.
I'm a gunny.
Gone.
I'll go first because it's usually a bad time, so we'll just get it right out of the way.
All right.
That's one strategy. All right. So you are heading up into the central control area here, and to go ahead and make it through the mass of fighting ships without taking fire, without drawing attention, that is going to be a complexity 4 skill roll. So what are you trying to use to get through this chaos?
Perception. I mean, if it is such incredible chaos.
It is, because ships are moving very quickly in between where you are and bobbing and weaving, because, I mean, the ARC ships are also trying not to get hit because they're trying to buy you time to get on board. So they need to last. And it just looks like more fighters are just pouring out of this ship. So it's definitely a stacked battle.
Yeah. We are maneuvering like mad little bugs and
Bug
trying to be
rush.
very aware
Yes.
of Wanda's size to weave and whip between fire and other fighters.
Very cool. All right, give me that complexity 4. Let's see how it goes.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, boy. Okay.
What did I say?
What did
yeah.
I say? Okay, so as you are, and I'm just marking this failure. I just want to indicate
No.
to the people that I
Why?
am tracking failures
Terrible.
for no reason. For no
Just
reason.
for fun, you collect them.
I'm collecting them so I could laugh and look at them later.
No.
So
That's so mean.
I know.
Doom timer, but we don't know what the doom is.
So yeah, Vam, I think it is just so much chaos going on here. And the minute you think there's a safe path through these ships, all of a sudden, like, an ARC bolt ship comes and, like, T-bones right with your ship and clips the edges of it here, as scattering fire pursues this ship that is, like, blowing sparks apart and, like, kind of spiraling down. And that ship isn't looking very good, but you manage to right yourself up, not taking any damage as you glanced off of the shield, but you have not made any progress. You kind of did a spin out and got turned around here. So we need somebody else to try and make this roll to get us on board the ship. So complexity 4, who wants to give it a shot?
I mean, I guess that means it's my turn. So I will just try to take a somewhat sneakier approach and play what is that game? 3-card Monty with the other 2 wanderers that are with us.
Oh yeah, with the cups. Wait.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. You were making cup hands but saying cards, and I was very confused.
Oh yeah, well, there's a version where you just like bend a couple cards, and right, it's the same thing, right?
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna use the other 2 wanderers and try and confuse them so that they don't know which one of us is gonna ram the shield.
Well,
so I'll use
the old
stealth
sturdy and the
for it.
slow satisfaction. You're pulling a...
Don't tell Wanda I'm trying to get people to believe she's anything called either of
Yeah,
those
no,
names.
yeah. You'd be in trouble.
Again.
All right, let's do it.
Complexity 4, you said.
Oh yeah.
Can I sell you on decorum? No, I'm kidding. Here we go. Wait.
You do have a pretty fancy voice in this body. Nice.
Yeah,
So,
I
like,
think I changed my mind about it though,
sweet.
because I accidentally did a different voice a second ago. I think that's what I want the Gleam's voice to be.
Okay. All right. So you managed successfully. Do you want to narrate how you get through this battle up towards this magic shield?
Sure. So we tried to, we went with them and they just kept spotting our attempts to get at the shield barrier. So we regroup with Old Sturdy and Slow Satisfaction, and I say, have it. Let's see. Hold on a second.
We're practicing. Here we go.
Yeah, getting into it. Now listen up, you two. Have you ever played the good old-fashioned game of leapfrog?
You talking to me? Says the Slow Satisfaction over the radio.
Yes, indeed I am. You and Old Sturdy over
Oh, it's
there.
me, Old Sturdy.
That's perfect, yes. This is everything I've ever wanted. Anyway, I'm gonna need you to pretend that we're playing leapfrog with our ships. All right, so I'm gonna go under. Think of it like a braid, if that's easier. I'm gonna go under the Slow Satisfaction first. Old Sturdy will go over on top of. Yep, and we'll weave back and forth. Now look, it's gonna be a bit of a game of chicken with the station. You two can't pull out of the dive until the last possible minute. You got it?
The Slow Satisfaction can handle that.
I imagine that you could, Satisfaction. I imagine that you could.
I got it. No worries, boss. And then...
I just want to clarify. I say, you're not actually 6 years old, are you?
I know. I'm 78.
Perfect. All right. Love a fellow sentient of a certain age. Let's go. And we do. It's just this. It's this Mobius strip of ships.
Whoa.
And at the last minute, we get right there. The other 2 veer off on the sides, and we, get through the barrier.
Extremely cool. You managed to make it through the fight, and you are just now outside of this magical barrier here. So we can look at it. Yeah, from let me see. You might not be able to see it from outside where you are, but the folks at home can. The folks at home can. And I guessed wrong, so I'm going to put you up here. There you go. You should be able to see this room now.
I don't.
Oh no.
Let me just see.
We're
great.
still
I will. You narrate.
I just need to move the bookmark. Never mind. Yeah. I know how Roll20 works. Now can you see this room?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So at that very top point of the map here, you do see this massive green glowing shield that is kind of segmenting this section from the rest of the space station here. So you are currently on the outside of it, though your tokens are inside, so you can see it. So Ciela Glass, it is your turn. You are looking at this big magic shield, and this thing is huge, way bigger than what you were practicing with. So I am definitely going to need you to make a skill roll to accomplish this, but I am going to give you reduce the complexity here. So because I think you did good. Yeah, practicing makes perfecting. All right. So from outside the ship, this would normally be a complexity 3 skill roll, but I think with all of your practice, let's go ahead and reduce that down to a complexity 2 to try and remotely get through this shield.
Don't do me dirty, Roll20.
Come on, babies.
Actually, let's see if what the result is before I describe it.
Okay.
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 We did it. Yay. Ciela Gloss starts like weaving her hands, and this magical energy kind of goes and becomes one. It like gets absorbed into the shield, and she feels her presence shift into it, and it's very calming and peaceful. She is one with the shield, and then suddenly she like rips her hands apart and kind of like explodes her magic energy wherever it was absorbed into the shield, and you just see like little pops all over the shield, and like a domino effect it starts to like flicker.
Very cool. Yeah, and it is flickering, and all of a sudden just drops completely. And you see two, as like the shield is totally gone now, so the hangar bay is just open to space. You see two tiny figures just pulled into the vacuum of space.
Oh no! Well, what you gonna do?
Bye.
You don't see any other ships or debris in the hangar, which makes you think that probably all of the ships that the Desperation had are currently engaged in the combat. So you see somewhere about 18 fighter ships are currently engaged with the 8 ARC ships. And you definitely have gotten like kind of flickering messages over the speaker, and you have heard more than one of these ships saying, "Mayday! Mayday, going down, out of the fight."
No!
So you think you're probably down to about 6 ARC ships.
Oh,
Can I try to shoot one? Then the lines a little bit before we land to help.
Yeah, I think you can go ahead and take a shot, because these are small ships and you're a big turret. So go ahead and go ahead and why don't you make a complexity 3 skill roll to see if you can just take down one of these ships with a pot shot on the way.
Let's do it. Let's go with power. Pew pew.
Okay. You can take out one of these ships here, and you feel immensely satisfied as you do so, though the odds are still stacked against you. But as you are pulling up now onto this, this open platform, and, Wanda fits, like, only the very edge of her fits in, so you're kind of, like, angling, almost like putting in a DVD or, like, a CD. Does anyone remember that in your car?
Yeah.
Like, when it's stuck. That's basically the maneuver you're going for right here. So
that's so real, Celeste.
Yeah, I know. When you're like, so somebody is gonna have to make me a piloting check of some kind to land, because you've got to get tight enough to get that seal on there now that the shield is down. So you all also won't go flying into space like these soldiers. So who would like to do that?
Oh, I don't have to do that voice anymore. Is anyone good at piloting?
I mean, Little Voice is good at working with Wanda.
I'm good at working with Wanda, and I now have a 10 in knowledge, so maybe.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I picked that up. All right. So yeah. So shifting out of the turret form, just kind of like clanks over to the pilot seat, and
Wanda, I will need your assistance in a very close landing. Gentle, of course.
Oh God, we're going in the little hole, aren't we?
Well, we're going in the little hole. We need you to just seal the hole off as best you can.
Fine, I'll back up into the hole, block it with my body, fine. So go ahead, and this would be a complexity 3, but you are working with Wanda. Are you using a social skill, though? Because that's where you get your complexity bonus.
Oh, no. Nope. I mean, I can use... empathy?
Yeah.
Presence?
Either of those would work, since you are, working with Wanda.
Okay. So do that. Throw that in chat.
So complexity 2 then.
Did it?
Nice.
Go?
Okay.
It did.
Yep.
Cool.
All right, so you have talked Wanda into backing up into this tiny little hole and sealing it off, so you all can get on board the ship. And you hear like a clatter and kind of the grinding of metal as one side of her disc manages to sit and like slot into this place. And there's that big popping sound of a vacuum seal being formed. So it looks like you are landing on board. And I think just before you exit the ship, you start to get some more messages that come over the intercom through Wanda here, and you hear, "Hey there, this is Old Sturdy reporting. It does seem that we have some civilian ships that have arrived on the scene, so whoever sent them, thank God."
Fam.
So you
just before hopping off, if I can give out one final message of huzzah, praise the family,
praise the family on all channels.
Just give a few cheers and big thanks for showing up and a little rallying. Huzzah! This is our day. Let it be your day. And make a perform.
Yeah.
To see if I can inspire them a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe
everyone's honking their space horns.
Yeah, exactly. Do a complexity 2, I think, on this because they're ripe to be rallied up.
They're yours, yeah.
This audience is all yours.
Nervous.
Oh no!
My gosh.
That's okay. At least I finally got a Nova point.
Yeah.
they hear me. They hear Atash in the Glean's body in the background going, "I say, their timing is certainly better. They didn't even wait till one of us was unconscious this time."
Yeah, and you think something about the message got kind of garbled. You hear some half-hearted honks coming from space.
Okay. That's fine.
I'm sorry.
You're not
as long as I didn't discourage anyone.
You're not sure if you reached everyone, I think, is the failure here. But I am noting that you have another failure.
No!
I'm just noting it.
Because I hate it. What is that, 2?
Aren't they all me? Aren't all our failures me?
I mean, I haven't put names on them if you want me to put names on them.
I mean, frankly, I just think it's the truth at this point.
Okay.
All our failures in this game, I might rank number 1.
There are
I don't know. I give you a run for your
failures.
money.
I don't know. Yeah, you Henny was
I don't. Everybody's had some pretty nasty. And Ciela Gloss, that one fight. Excuse me.
In the
That
end,
was-
You know who hasn't?
The failures
Oh,
are
yeah,
the friends
okay.
we made along
Well,
the
Gnome
way.
is our blessed son. Gnome is the king of everyone and
so
perfect.
nervous.
So, but we all knew that walking into this stream.
Right. It's not news.
Oh
Never.
gosh. So all of you managed to hop out into this large hangar bay that is in front of you. And, anything that was here, like crates or other things, are certainly gone now that there was just that openness into space. But as you are looking around this room here, it looks like there are 3 exits. All of these are kind of, blast doors that I think are up. You can see control panels by all of the doors.
Oh.
Well, they said it was probably the central hub of the ship where the ritual is happening. So maybe the central door?
I think so too. I say that sounds like a good plan to me.
Good plan. Okay. So looking at these door panels here, you do note that the doors are sealed. So if you, hey Vam,
Come back.
the doors aren't sealed.
How convenient. These doors are wide open for us.
Wow.
Timing was amazing.
Wow, Vam.
Very funny.
So somebody needs to go ahead and get me a complexity 3 skill roll to try and open up these blast doors here.
He keeps making us roll things, though.
Oh, it's
I'm
almost
scared of
like
failing.
failures are
Blast doors?
fun. Yeah.
Important, right?
Oh, can we just break them?
You
we
that is
just
one
smash?
strategy. You can use
You
any
probably
skills
can.
you would
Can we
like.
smash? Yeah, let's smash.
Okay.
Unless anybody else?
Great.
Complexity 3.
Cool. All right. Here's a melee.
Golden child.
It's just so easy.
You just punch
Look,
a
I
hole.
stacked in beefcake, okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
beefcake.
You punch a hole through this door, beefcake,
Yes.
and it just
Oh.
it just drops. You can it's like, oh, I'm broken now, and just like closes.
Oh no, was it sentient?
Yes, the door said, oh no, I'm
no.
broken
Oh,
now,
no.
and it's weeping as it drops into the floor.
Oh,
I
Where's
hope you're
Butler
happy.
now? This
Enemy door.
Wait, do you mind if I do like a little story thing for before we got off the ship?
Oh, but
Uh-oh.
go
I
for
feel
it.
like
Yeah.
Butler tried to follow us, and
Oh,
Ciela
yes.
Gloss was like, "No, Butler, you can't come with us. You can't." And he like keeps insisting, like one. And Ciela Gloss is like,
no.
"No, you have to stay on the ship and practice making eclairs because your eclairs sucked."
Oh,
And she's being really mean
being
to
mean?
Butler.
So Butler
that
won't
he-
follow them?
Yeah.
Go home, Butler. I hate you. I've never loved you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my God, Butler
Anyway.
is a miserable pile of robot back on the ship. But you managed to do it. Butler did not follow you. Oh, but what was the cause?
I did that because I'm so sad now.
What was the cause? I know, I'm like feeling a little teary. I don't know why.
I know, I did too. That was it's Butler,
I didn't
but
have
like
to
I
do
did.
that.
God.
Oh, okay, I'm tearing up.
But as you
walk into this hallway,
that little voice punches through the door, and it easily just falls apart after that pressure comes in here. And you can cross that border, and you find that there is a very long hallway that extends to both your left and right, and then you can see more doors that lead down towards the south here.
do you see the little feeties of whoever's over here?
Uh,
I see the light is showing me little feeties of somebody.
Little feeties, huh? I will say, well, what are you all doing right now? You don't see anyone, though potentially there are guards wandering around the ship. So what is your approach at this point? Are
feel
you...
like probably we were trying to be sneaky, right? I mean, there's lots of fighting and the shields went down, but they don't know we're necessarily
Right.
where we are.
Yeah, there don't
so-
seem to
Yeah.
be any alarms or anything that has been tripped so far in the station. So if you're taking the sneaky approach, so you're being quiet,
I think
Mhm.
so.
okay, then I think you can probably hear footsteps that are coming down this long hallway to the right, and you feel like they are getting closer.
Oh no. Oh no, I don't have a Nova point.
Should we just keep trying to move forward and just not engage and sneak past?
Yeah, can I do like a somersault across the hallway to try to quickly get to the other side?
Yeah, I mean, if all of you wanted
Oh.
to step in, you certainly could do so. This would be your opportunity to move.
I don't want to get a failure, but I also do want a Nova point.
So
Can I
this,
roll
this
in
have to
blast,
cartwheel.
this blast door is closed. If you would like to
Oh, is it?
somersault over there and try and get that door.
Oh, this one. Oh wait, is this yellow and gray thing? Is that a door? Is that closed?
You know, they're probably both doors, but I'm just gonna say that this
Okay.
one here,
That
the
one.
south
Okay.
one, is
Alright.
closed.
Here.
I shall somersault.
Now there's a door.
Okay, somersault, complexity 3.
3. Okay.
To try and somersault
I
over
did
there and
this to
open this door
myself.
really quickly.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just gonna write
Well,
down that failure.
maybe we need
That failure.
Let's just
42
walk.
failures
That's 3.
for this to be
Yeah,
relevant.
Walk
3
places.
failures since you.
I got a Nova point though. Aren't you proud of me?
That doesn't help me.
I'm a walk across the hallway quickly.
And okay.
Vam wants to like go against the surface of this side of the wall here and just kind of round around the corner just to keep an eye on those footsteps and see if they're starting to approach us while everyone else works on opening the door.
Sure. And Little Voice, are you kind of standing in the hall or are you moving?
I'm gonna be God, he's so big. He barely fits in this hall.
You can fit him down here to the south.
Okay, yeah. Then we'll just come.
It's
down
hard. It
here.
is a little claustrophobic. The space station is not one of the nice stations that people are meant to live on for a long time. It's more
Right.
like a scouting outpost. Even military stations wouldn't be this compact. So I think, Vam, while you are poking your head around this hallway, you begin to see, these soldiers that are equipped in, the highest end, best money can buy armor with these laser pistols, and you see sniper rifles and all kinds of equipment at their belt.
No.
And you suddenly feel a vibration, a very intense vibration in your chest, and something tells you to run towards these individuals. Something very, very hard grips at your mind as you can feel the little ball in the center of your chest is vibrating and like heating up. And it is clearly trying to dominate your thoughts and get you to run towards these individuals.
What?
Like throwing my insect horde at them, or
It wants you to do this. So you can choose to either go with the compulsion or you can make a skill roll to try and fight this compulsion.
I mean, this thing has hurt me before, but it's kind of lulled us in now.
But you were so nice to it a minute ago.
Yeah.
It's gotta be nice.
It's got to be a good thing. So I think I'm going to follow this compulsion, but try and turn it into an attack as well.
Sure. Okay. So the ball compels you to basically, so I will move you if you are following this compulsion. So
Yeah.
what it compels you to do is to run. So you are basically a swarm right in front of these three soldiers who are shocked, of course, to see you and unsling their weapons and everything. And the ball, like, propels itself out of you, kind of lands on the floor in front of you, and just starts to sing the most beautiful, calming song you have ever heard. And these soldiers, they don't know where to point the gun at you, point the ball at this glowing ball. But it doesn't really matter, because once they start to kind of move their guns and listen to this song, in a matter of seconds, they have dropped asleep on the floor.
Right?
Just seem completely incapacitated by this ball's song.
Oh my god.
That's cool. I like that.
Thank goodness, because they would have seen that big old hole in their door.
Yeah, there's no way they weren't going to see that. Yeah, for sure. And the ball kind of rolls back to you on the floor and kind of taps at the bugs on your feet.
Ah! Oh my god. We gently pick them up and give them nice little caresses and, nuzzle them. Be like, thank you. You're so wonderful.
I think Atash, horrified when you ran out into the hallway, grabs you and starts trying to bring you back in as you cuddle this ball.
Yeah.
It saved us. It spoke through me and led me to a better path, I suppose. We have now made a clearer path for us ahead, all thanks to you. It's a little bit creepy towards the stone.
It's the precious.
Now, Vam, I
It
never
is
wanted to
precious.
have the cult conversation with you, but I will.
First Atash with the crystals, now this ball. I'm gonna try to hack this door open.
All right, go ahead.
Please.
Like the boop 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 hack.
Yeah, go ahead and give me that complexity 3. And I will rotate these.
Yay!
Crushing it.
I did it.
Ding! Nice.
Yay. Another dice.
So, Cielo Glass, without an issue, you managed to hack through this door and bring down the blast doors here. And you find that there is another one of these big kind of circular hallways, and you can very clearly hear that there are footsteps coming from this left side here. So it seems like guards are patrolling maybe around this circle.
Oh.
Should we move clockwise to try to find a door
Yes.
and also avoid those guards?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
What's
think
this thing?
A grate in the floor where air comes out, maybe.
Could we go into the vent system?
That will not lead you anywhere.
Oh.
I will just,
Okay.
I will just say.
Okay.
I have gotten into a lot of these Roll20 maps are so cool, but I have gotten into so
They're so
much trouble
detailed.
because of a cool thing on a map, and people are like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "I think that's yep, that's a hydrant. And then it's like, oh, I'm gonna blast it with water pressure. I'm like, God, fine.
Well, Ciella's
You're
just gonna sit
amazing.
in it like a box. Cat in
Yeah.
a box.
Oh, I imagine it's like one of those uncomfortable, like, grates, like on sewers, like where water is.
Okay, I'm just gonna move.
Okay,
I'm
all
just
right.
move clockwise.
Let's go.
So when you sit on it, it makes your fur do cubes, and it's uncomfortable.
I didn't like that.
So
Let's move this way.
I have buyer's remorse. Yeah, so you manage to, you can listen. Luckily, this hallway is very echoey, so you can
That's
listen
good.
to the footsteps, and you know that south of you, footsteps are retreating back as you're doing that kind of circular path. So
Oh.
you are Legend of Zelda, like Link gardening it through through this circle
Nightmares.
path. And you do see that when you come down to this point, there is a door to the west and a door that leads to the east.
I feel like we should go west because that seems more center.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and these doors are not locked, so you can just cross on in as you go through here. And then you come to an intersection where you see there is a door to the west, to the north, and to the south.
Should we keep going west, do you think? Or I've lost my sense of direction.
I a little bit have too, but I think so.
Okay. We continue west.
Okay. All right. As you continue, you just move through the western door.
If it's
Okay,
open
yeah.
and easy to do.
Yep. So Vam pours in to the room, followed by Ciela Glass, and it's a very awkward moment as you step
Oh,
into
no.
this very
no.
long room. That is clearly some kind of quarters. You see lots of bunk beds and like foot lockers, maybe where soldiers might sleep. And there are 4 soldiers just sitting on the bunk beds, currently playing some cards. And as you walk in, they look up at you. I think you look back at them.
Hail heroes.
And then they start grabbing their guns. And
Well, that makes sense.
we're going to fight. We're going to fight.
Yep.
We're going to do a fight.
You know what? We did good. We got a long way.
Yeah.
You did. No, you
Yeah.
managed. You made it past some.
Ball did some
Some
stuff. They were
stuff.
sneaky.
Yeah, and clearly, Vam, the ball doesn't seem to react now. You think it might be tired. That might be its like
Cute.
one thing it has. Okay, let me remember how to do initiative tracker. Yay!
Yay.
Can you all manipulate the tracker, or do I have to delete you and add you?
Yeah, I can't see me
Okay.
myself.
All right.
Wow.
Okay.
So while she's doing that, do we want to fight them or do we want to distract and make them busy while we also just keep running around trying to find this ritual?
I think if we can avoid fighting them to save our resources, that seems ideal, but I don't know how we can stop them from following us and then just creating
Yeah,
a bigger fight.
This looks on the map like it is the center, but there's definitely no ritual in here, right?
No, but there is a
I-
door on the western side of the room here.
I have an
It
idea.
does look like the center.
Oh, I love it when an idea is introduced with that tone of voice.
Okay.
Tell us.
Tell us
What-
your
I
idea.
we just came barging in. We're very clearly armed. We've got some presence here. We've got some decorum here on this team. Like,
You
y'all
want to
need
play
stand
cards?
down.
Mhm.
No,
Y'all need to
intimidate them.
Stand
Oh,
down.
okay.
That is certainly a strategy you could go with.
Okay.
Mhm.
We could try that.
Yeah. So I will say, we are definitely initiating combat. So we're going to go to phase 1 here, which is when I declare my actions. And then we're going to move to all of you, and you can try to subvert whatever I declare. I'm going to say all of all of them are going to fire their gunny guns. There are 4 of them, and 4 of you. So I think they're all going
nice.
to attack 1 each, is going to be their plan. So that's going to be phase 1. So phase 2 comes to you if you all would like to discuss, and then just let me know what order you would like to enact your turns in.
Little voice, did you want to lead this intimidating plan?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Because then we can play cards afterwards. Nope.
After we save the universe, yeah. Yeah,
I
that's
can
fine.
make a threatening magical demonstration.
Okay.
What was? Oh.
Oh, I'm just
Oh.
declaring attacks.
Well, good to know. Yeah, Vam, maybe you and I mean, we'll have to see how well those two do, but should we go and try and get that next door open?
Oh, we could. Yeah. I had
What was your plan?
I was thinking just to aid in the intimidation, give one more attempt to it.
Okay.
By doing my swarm and fake consuming one of them.
Love that.
Nice.
Well, why don't you go third then, and then I'll just see what the situation is and either carry on the intimidation train or go for the door.
Okay.
So I heard it was Ciela Gla or Little Voice, and then Ciela, and then Atash, and Vam.
And then Vam, and then Atash.
Okay. All right. Hit me with it, Little Voice. What are you doing?
Little Voice is going to is kind of follow, taking the rear, right, of everybody entering the room, and then upon seeing the 4 guards off to the side, kind of reaching for their weapons, kind of postures and just makes himself as large as possible, and those usually soft blue eyes places for that pretend to be eyes. They flash an angry red, and he just kind of shouts at them, or he doesn't really shout, he elevates his voice.
I amplify my volume.
Yes.
I would not do that if I were you.
Okay.
And to intimidate them with my presence.
Neat. So I think what this would be in this situation would be attacking one of them to deal mental damage, I think is what would be happening. Or you can do this as trying to inflict a condition on all of them. Which would you prefer?
Inflict a condition. I would like to stun them. Is just
no. So it would be the minor condition, which is going to give them a penalty to some skill.
Let's
if
give
we
them the
can
penalty.
stack these conditions, those were nasty. I was victim to that.
Yep. Yeah. I'm a big fan of AoE. Let's AoE this.
Okay. So go ahead, and since that's your first action, it is going to be a complexity 2 to see if you can succeed.
Oh, sweet. That's right. Okay. Here we go.
Nice. Cool. Okay, so that is a success. So I think all of these individuals, just they were not expecting the volume or to see a gigantic peacecraft come through or whatever. Their cards are everywhere on the floor. They're fumbling with their guns, and they're clearly scared and having not a great time. So I am inflicting a minor condition to their physical skill. Let's say, yes. To their skills here. So they just don't seem as capable now that you have yelled at them here. Would you like to push it and do something else for your second action? Oh, yeah. All right, let's do it.
Time is not on our side.
And he just is going to take his laser and just slice through one of the guns, hopefully.
Woo! Cool.
Disarm or the arm. It doesn't matter at this point. Whatever is holding the gun or the gun itself.
Neat.
Maybe.
So are you trying to inflict a condition or damage?
No, now this is damage.
Now this is damage. Okay.
now this is damage.
For sure. So you want to go ahead and move, I think, into range to see which one you're hitting here.
Yes, the closest.
Okay. All right. Yes. So go ahead. Complexity 3, since it's your second action here.
All right. Man, I really stacked myself here with these. Let's do that. Oh dear. Oh wow.
Dear.
That
was a statement.
Let's
okay.
see.
Okay, roll 20. I hear you.
Let's see here. I think let's do some consequences. You know what? I don't have too much longer to do consequences to you all. So what do we got?
Something scares you.
Oh, what scares a peacecraft?
Okay. So I think you come towards this individual and you are, ready to basically chop into their gun and, really just scare them because you think you have this handle on them. And you feel something like a low blow that comes to you from this soldier that you didn't really expect because you thought you had him cowed. And you feel that something has been like jammed in some of the wiring as you realize this soldier has just shoved a grenade into your like wiring with their underhand here. And they look at you and just sort of like, So that's, you hear that like a about to explode, my friend, on their turn. Are you scared? Did that scare you?
Yes. Yep.
What scares a peacecraft? Okay. Don't test me, gnome.
I want to though. I just want to keep.
Yeah,
How many
okay,
times can I kick you?
Okay, so Ciela Glass, you see that a grenade has been inserted into your friend, and you are standing right here.
Okay. Cool. I would like to try to like swat the grenade out of Little Voice towards the soldiers.
Okay. Yeah, so give me that complexity 2. What are you trying to use to
I'm gonna
accomplish
use
this?
melee, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
I did it.
Yeah, so you manage, like, just as fast as that happened, you kind of, like, punch back through and push this grenade out, which rolls onto the floor in between the middle of all of these soldiers here who suddenly look very uncomfortable. Would you like to do anything else for your turn?
I would like to try one more thing.
Okay.
I would also like to inflict a condition on them.
Ooh, okay.
Ciela Glass is just going to like open her mouth, bare her pointy kitty teeth, and hiss, and use her magic to lift them all up, slam them on the ceiling, and then slam them back on the ground.
Whoa!
Freak them out.
Yeah, that would scare
All right,
me.
cool.
Hiss magic. All right,
hiss
complexity
magic.
3 to see if you can.
I'm gonna draw on my power this time. Oh my gosh!
Oh, I'm sorry. These failures, by the way. That would be 5.
Oh my gosh!
5 total
Both
failure.
me and Gnome.
How?
What's happening?
That's
Okay,
rough.
Eugenio, the statistic. What is the probability of two
What?
players back to
Let's
back
I'm
play
working on it.
rolling multiples of this?
Here we go. He's doing it.
I'll be right there.
Oh man. So
I love you, Eugenio. Thank you.
let's see. Okay, let's do a little consequency. Let's do a consequency. Feel you prompt. Let's do it.
I like
Oh, no.
hiss, and instead I get slammed into the ceiling and back down.
No, I think what happens is your magic works. All of the soldiers get lifted up, but maybe they fought spellcasters before. I don't know. They just maintain their cool. And while that 0G situation is happening, one of them kicks that grenade right back and just it
damn
kind of
it.
smacks you in the face. And I think this grenade has been thrown about so many times that it goes off at this point.
Oh no!
So that is going to, we're going to call it here. So that is going to hit Little Voice, Ciela Glass, and Vam are going to take one point of damage, as well as this soldier up here is going to take a point of damage from that grenade explosion as it kicks off. And there's this booming sound that happens as the grenade goes off. And if anybody around was listening, they're going to be getting here pretty soon.
Oh no!
So joke's on you. And then Vam, we come to you here. I think all of your ears are ringing just with the loudness of being that close to a grenade going off.
And then I don't know how well this is gonna work. We've already had a few attempts. I don't know how intimidating we can be. Well, I'm still gonna try. Shake off the ringing and collect our thoughts and make sure everyone else will hear us. and I'd like to try and demotivate them or something, intimidate, by using my suave, and I will say, I wrote this down. You unimpressive blips of an existent don't have the hope of surviving us.
Ooh.
Or the army that awaits outside. Spare what you call a life and surrender now.
Oh, damn. All right. Well, I hope it lands. Let's do a complexity 2 and see if your point gets across.
Finally.
Yes. Okay. So you see, these soldiers. So this is going to bump it up to a moderate condition, which is basically all their physical skills are now affected here.
Awesome.
And they look at all of you, and one of them has been like blown up by a grenade that you were just playing kickball with, and like they were not prepared for this fight, and they heard the grenade go off. So maybe it's a combination of different things, but they raise their hands and they're like, listen, it's fine. You can go on in there. And they step back. And with a real cool attitude, they don't seem too concerned by whatever it is you're about to face in that room. They seem very secure in the fact that will take care of you.
Hate that.
Yeah. Well, we're still putting on a brave face. Yeah, like, oh, whatever. I'm not. It's cool. We'll be fine. Whatever. You're stupid.
I hate you, and you're. And so you move over to. You see this door on the far side is locked. Who is trying to open up this door, and how?
God, please no.
You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 failures. That's just reminding everyone.
I mean, Cielo Glass has been doing good with doors so far.
Could I try to do like a stealthy like thieves unlock of the door?
Sure. And you know what? I'll reduce the complexity by 2 since you've already hacked one of the doors in here. I feel like you're starting to get your bearings with this. So complexity 2.
Yay.
Okay. Oh, it didn't show up for me.
Yeah, me either.
Oh, there it is. A little delay. So like clockwork, you are able to open up this door. And what you see on the other side, you see a whole bunch of stuff going on. Let me just spin you all a yarn here.
Oh God.
Let me just spin you a yarn
I put
here.
my character in so I could see what was going on.
Oh yeah, you can all step into the room. So
We'll make some space.
What
I got
you
rid
see
of the
going
door
on?
too, so we could see it from outside. That's horrible. I want to go in. Thank you very much.
So you see at the top of this kind of platform, a Cthulhu wearing fashionable clothes beneath a lab coat stands on a 5-foot-high platform, raising a glowing purple vase above her head as she chants towards the ceiling. 6 other sapients in lab coats stand with glowing purple bowls over their heads, chanting in a call and response with the lead Cthulhu. A huge statue with a reptilian appearance and a big, gorgeous red crystal just right in its forehead, just glowing, star-shaped, the most beautiful crystal you've ever seen in the head of this creature, stands in the center of this room. Orange symbols glow on the floor, ceiling, and walls of this chamber, which has been converted into some kind of huge ritual room. So you have clearly walked in on this ritual in progress, and because you have 5 failures, this means that already 2 of the vessels have been contributed and filled towards the ritual. So currently you only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 7 total. So there are 5 that need to be completed.
Okay.
And you have basically walked in like right in the middle of this ritual, which is clearly fully in progress. And this Cthulhu, who is leading all the others in the chant, without breaking the chant at all, she looks forward towards this creature and kind of gives it like a get him gesture. And
No.
this gigantic stone statue creature that looks ancient and old, like some kind of it's almost as if the Sphinx has suddenly started to move and is coming after you. Starts to creak forward. So here we go. We're just going right into this combat as well.
Oh, good.
Okay. Where on the map are these vessels? I had
So-
imagined them in like a circle.
Yeah, so these scientists here, so each of these individuals are scientists,
Ah.
and they have the bowls that are like literally held up in their hands above their heads, and they are
Okay.
each encircled in this bright like lavender magic.
Okay. Okay, cool.
So there's some kind of energy, I will say, that is like holding them in place as well. So it's not just going to be as easy as like tipping over a scientist
Okay.
to disrupt the ritual.
Just to clarify, for no real reason, that red, let's call it a stone, was in the forehead.
Of this
Of
big
the-
statue.
Mhm. Just wanted to make sure
And
I heard
it
that right.
actually, it seems to glow even brighter and shinier when this Kuthuk commanded it to attack you.
Okay, well.
I thought you were gonna say like when you are Atash.
When you are attacked, God, it is so pretty. I'm just gonna refill my water real quick.
I
If you all
see
want to talk
that.
strategy, I don't know.
So I'm gonna probably focus on, well, I don't know if saying that we can't just tip them over means we have to fight, or if it means we have to do something else special, or just, yeah, I don't know.
It feels like it would be too easy to just tip over. Like there's
Yeah.
there's probably some reinforced whatever.
Okay.
But there's
they
got
are
to be a
just
way to disable it or
levitating.
disconnect it.
Yeah.
They're being held up by their chant, right? Like there's
Think
nothing
so.
holding them in place other than their magic.
Well,
I
part of why I'm asking is because my Nova ability is that I can become invisible and basically stay invisible as long as I don't attack. So I'm wondering
Oh,
if
I
there's things I
see.
can do aside from attacking
Yeah,
them.
that would be really good.
I mean,
Yeah.
even if it's just doing, fun things to distract to get us advantages for this, trying to,
Oh yeah, like focus on getting advantages for everybody.
yeah,
do
maybe
that.
God knows we need them.
I can be a mischief.
But you might be able to also take a turn to like try to get more information as to
Yeah.
what would
Oh,
disrupt
sure.
I was gonna try to
or
do basically like an
destroy. Let
Arcana
us
check.
distract.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then I think two of the remaining of us should, once we've figured that out, try and get a scientist interrupted, so we interrupt the ritual.
Yeah.
We've still got to get that silly vase from Yawa up there at the front too.
Silly, so silly.
I'm thinking of turning into a ball of death and cannoning at their
Yes.
arms as they're like projecting their magic onto these things to like break their arms, keep them from being able to spellcast or really fight back. Just like
Okay.
break
I
them off
find
like
it at least more difficult to spellcast when someone's broken my arms. So
In my
That's a
personal
good-
experience,
Yeah.
Amazing.
Excellent. So let's just roll right into it. Phase 1. So this creature, this gigantic stone creature, is clearly going to leap towards you all and just start wrecking havoc. I think from this position, it'll probably... You know what? I think it'll probably tackle Little Voice, seeing as that's the biggest threat physically to it.
I'm in danger where I am, but all right.
I am in danger. Yeah, you don't feel great about
Yeah.
what is going to happen when the creature leaps to attack Little Voice.
Or do I?
Or do you? Yeah. It'll be so... If that will do it. Oh.
Hey,
Oh,
that's
yay!
us.
We're back.
Live.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, everybody. little hiccup. Not sure what happened.
Oh God, I had my volume turned up.
We just wanted the really dramatic tension moment.
That's right. That's right.
Before charging
You
into
see
that
something
fight.
interesting. Goom.
Woo, all right. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Woo. Let's wait. Somebody in chat, let us know if you can see us, if we're back. I
can see us.
Okay. Okay, good. All right. So, Ciela Glass, you are on the very, very end now, moving around, and this scientist, this person in a lab coat, you recognize them. It's an Eno. It is your uncle.
No me.
Novo Clodius
Why?
is one of the people standing here helping to enact this ritual.
He's not a scientist. What's he doing here? This makes no sense.
Mm-hmm. And you are seeing him from the side. He clearly has not. They've probably all noticed you collectively, but you can see, sweat is dripping down their faces, and they have this kind of laser focus onto this Cthulhu who is leading them currently in this ritual. So he doesn't seem to have processed or recognized that you, in fact, are here in the middle of all of this.
Okay. Wasn't expecting that. Okay.
Nope.
Interesting. We're at phase 2. So
right.
What's the game plan, gang? Who's going when?
I am planning on, especially now that I see my uncle is here, I'm planning on turning invisible and trying to maybe I get up close to my uncle and try to observe him to see how I could disrupt this vessel.
Sure. So in turn order, Ciela Gloss, are you going first? And then...
Yeah, I'll go first, because maybe my info will be useful to everyone else.
Okay. Was there any other order, or are we just all kind of going to go?
I'll go next, because I'm in the room, and I know what I want to do.
Okay. Little voice Atash, any preference?
Little voice, will you go before me? Just because I think Atash is a little bit frozen at the moment based on that crystal, and I kind of want to see what happens before I take a turn.
Right. So,
Great.
So Ciela Glass, you are moving up, and
I turn invisible using my Nova point.
Cool. So
we get an advantage.
Oh,
yay!
This game. Oh, look, there was one already in there. There you go. There you go, kids. So yeah, you disappear and you creep up close to your uncle. And if you would like to observe the situation and generate an advantage to try and read what's going on, is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to get. You said that it wasn't as simple as pushing them over.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out, is there like something in particular that we need to do? Do we have to do something like magical to disrupt it? I'm trying to get more information there.
Sure.
If that translates into creating an advantage, I'm fine with that. But information is more what I'm looking for.
Yeah, let's do it that way. So let's start. This is going to be a complexity 2. What are you trying to use to read this situation? Like I think you have the inherent sense that something else is happening with the magic, but you need the skill to really confirm your suspicions.
Okay, I think I'm going to use just my general magical knowledge.
Okay. Let's do it. Complexity 2.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, so you are observing what's going on here with these vessels. And, it looks like these scientists are holding them up just to the casual observer. But you can almost see the energy of magic that is interplaying between these vessels and these people here. And honestly, if you had to guess, it looks more like the vessels are holding up these people. Almost like a puppet string kind of situation from the bowls here.
They're like draining.
Yeah, it's like there's a huge
force.
interplay that's happening here. So even if you were to damage the individual holding it, you think you would probably have to kill these people to like really make it drop. Even if you injured them, you feel like they would be hanging from this bowl, which is suspended in this like magical power. So to really tip the bowl, you have to go for the vessel itself, and you're also going to be working against the ritual magic of the spell. So it's going to be a very high complexity. I will give you that. And let's translate that into, I think, an advantage, if you call this out to, or,
All right, I generate an advantage, and I'm going to tell everyone there's no use attacking these people, these scientists, unless you
Kill.
unless you kill them. We have to go for the vessels themselves.
You want to keep
And
pushing
then
it? Yeah, do something else.
I want to, but it went so poorly last time.
If it makes you feel better, I've already done all your failure math. That was
Okay.
determining how many vessels
I feel
were
like
left.
you're just trying to tempt me.
Oh, and let's also say that this vessel has been emptied, and then this vessel, because 2 were already empty. So
Okay.
tipping
Are they
those
just
over
like
won't do anything.
Are they on the ground or lifeless being held up?
No, so it still looks like, I mean, because what it's doing is you see that their bowls have been drained of the plasma. So, like, the ritual, like, magically transported that plasma into whatever. So these people are still holding up the bowls, still chanting, still clearly in the thrall of whatever this ritual is.
Okay.
So does that mean that there's no point in going in for the ones that have already been full to transported? We should go for the ones
Probably.
that have yet to be. Okay.
Yes, because you know that tipping over one of these vessels, so making sure the plasma doesn't get used up in the ritual is one way to stop the ritual.
Is there a way, since I've established that even though it went poorly, I technically can levitate stuff. Can I try to levitate liquid out of one?
Sure, if you would like to. So I will say, even though this is your second action, this specifically is going to be a complexity 5 check to see if you can try and affect the liquid or the bowls.
Maybe I'll get 5 10s in a row.
That would be magical.
I think Ciela shouts that out and realizes that she feels like her uncle is in danger. And even though he's done so many horrible things to her, her instinct is to want to help him. So she's going to focus on trying to detach her uncle or save him from this weird vase on his head. I'm going to use power to try to levitate liquid out.
Okay.
Complexity 5.
And there's... Ooh, yeah. That's...
I was close.
You have...
I could use an advantage. And advantage lets me re-roll a die.
Yeah,
so I just have to not get a 10, 5, 8, or 9.
Correct. So you could do it.
All right, let's gamble.
Let's roll the dice.
Is it /roll 1d12?
Yeah.
Yeah! We did it!
Okay. So what are you doing? What's happening? Where are you levitating this plasma?
I feel like I'm levitating the plasma, and I feel like there's a moment where I get distracted by all the terrible things that he's done, and then I kind of shake my head and refocus my magic. And is there a way that I can kind of like hold on to the plasma and pretend to, or like role play that I'm using it for magic later?
Yeah, that's cool as heck.
I'm like levitating it in a ball.
Yeah,
in front
so
of
you
me.
pull it towards you, and it swirls in this big ball around your hand. And I mean, I don't think you've ever been in contact with just raw plasma like this. I mean, it's not touching your skin because you know that would destroy you. But you just feel supercharged as you hold this plasma in your hand. And I'm going to go ahead and give you a moderate positive condition.
Oh, cool. Moderate positive.
Yeah, so to all of your physical skills, so things like power, while you are manipulating this plasma, I think you are just like charged like a battery while you're holding this.
That's awesome.
And as that bowl, like the plasma leaves that bowl, you all see things really dramatically start to change here. Suddenly all of these orange like glowing sigils on the floor just flicker out and turn kind of this sickly green almost in color. So the room gets very, very dim, and there is a sudden halt to the chanting as this Cthulhu is looking around the room like what happened, and all of the scientists are kind of turning around like not sure what to do, if to keep going in place, and this Cthulhu yells, "Get them, kill them, and fill up those vessels. We're going to keep going." And she yells at those people who have the empty bowls here, so including your cousin or your uncle, and these 2 that are empty seem to be running towards, let's say, this thing. That looks like a kind of a barrel.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Or this thing up here, right there. Actually, you're standing by one, Cielo Gloss.
Yeah.
So they have been commanded to run and refill these vessels and try to start this process over because
Dang,
this
there's
Kithuk is
more.
still holding this, inscribed pot here. So anything else you would like to do on your turn? You can keep pressing it because you had a successful second action.
I'm not planning on keeping pressing it, but I am wondering, can I just observe, does the special vase look like it's filled with plasma?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Almost like that would probably be the last one, you would guess.
Okay.
Since it's clearly much prettier, much more powerful, much more arcane looking than the rest of these vessels that the people are holding.
I'm going to end my turn there. I feel like I was pretty lucky.
Yeah, you
Just gonna
did
take that.
good as you're swirling this plasma magic in your hands like a
badass.
magician goddess.
I'm invisible, so no one can see how badass I look, but
Oh, right.
can
we just see plasma
you just,
swirling
yeah, you just see
around you.
plasma swirling.
Oh man, cool.
But the crew knows that I look wicked.
Wicked cool. All right, and then Vam, we come to you here in the middle of all of this chaos.
Yeah. Well, we would very much like to use Nova Point, get another advantage. Thank
would.
you, Atash. And Ball of Death into the next closest vessel and just try and tip it over. And I'd like to argue that because I have my stone baby, it increases my Ball of Death, and it almost doubles me in my size and my spherical size because I'm already taking up so much space with them inside, and maybe even does more damage because it being an omniscient artifact, knocking into other omniscient artifacts might help.
Okay. Roll me. All right, I like it. F it. I like it. So it would be a complexity 5, but I'm going to reduce this to a complexity 4. As you feel, this low kind of battle hymn comes from this singing object in your chest, and you just feel inspired to know exactly how and where to strike this thing. So it will take its own action to try and tip over one of these vessels. So you could do Ball of Death as a separate thing or before that, but you would need to use a full turn or action to try and tip one of these things over.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess we do the action first and then Ball of Death.
All right. So you're trying to run it. This is the closest one then that still has their vessel up. All right, yeah, you want to move in there and try and swing your body with this lullaby sphere to hit this bowl. All right, let's do it. Complexity 4.
4, okay.
Ball of Death. No.
Skullduggery, since it's giving me the know-how of where and when to
The
strike.
secret, yeah, it's got a bad kneecap. Hit it there.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, yes.
Woo! Okay. And so what does it look like when you rest against, because I think when you encounter it, it is not easy to push over. There is some powerful invisible force that's keeping this upright. So what does it look like as you tip over this plasma?
It probably looks something like 2 magnets trying to make contact, opposing magnets trying to make contact, where Vam's insects, their body starts to get almost pushed and separated from the stone, but we are trying all our might to stay connected to it and push against the vessel, but there's this weird vibration where it's just trying to repel so much.
Very cool. And yeah, you managed to skirt it around at just that right angle where you slap this thing finally, and this wave of plasma falls down, and I think it falls down onto this person who is holding it, and immediately you smell burning flesh as the highly acidic and dangerous nature of this raw magic just consumes this person, and they are effectively incapacitated. They might be alive, but they're certainly out of this fight.
Great, love it.
And you hear the Kithuk up top is just screaming, "No!" As this is happening. Anything else? You doing a Ball of Death?
Yeah, I would like to do that. So since I can't use the ball of death to knock over a vase,
Yeah.
let's instead try to. I'm sorry, Atash.
Sorry, it's just occurred to me that was my uncle, right?
No,
My
no.
uncle who
Your
that
uncle
happened
is
to?
right
No, it
here.
was the other one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No,
Never
that
mind,
wasn't
never
your
mind,
uncle.
Never mind.
Your uncle is like trying to get their stuff together and run towards the well to fill up their vessel.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want to try and smash into the crystal that's in the forehead of the giant, the stone giant, to destroy it. Hopefully, some
sorry, I'm
benefit
so
comes
sorry.
from that.
I heard you say destroy when clearly you meant take, right?
I'm
Sure.
sorry. What?
Yeah.
Great.
Because either it'll at least wake Atash up, or hopefully eliminate its power. I don't know, but we see something big and shiny. We assume it's powerful, so we want to smash into it.
All right, fair enough. So go ahead and make your movement. And I think this thing is big enough that you could just roll back and forth around on its body and make all your attacks against it. Because this thing is, I mean, you know, Little Voice is big. This thing is much bigger than that. This is like giant sized.
Perfect. Let's do. Oof. I guess
They're all complexity
we'll
3.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
They stop when I fail.
All right.
Power. We're gonna do power.
All right. Let's do it.
Great.
Okay. All right. So I think you smash into this thing, and I think it's so big, and the crystal is in its head. So you are climbing up this thing. So I think this one just deals some damage, but let's see.
Okay.
Let's see
We
if
can
this
do
next
another
one.
one.
It's like midpoint.
Yeah.
Ooh, you're climbing up this thing.
One
You're
more.
climbing up one more, and you're gonna be on its head.
Yeah.
Let's
I got
go.
one rib cage.
Let's
I got
go.
the other rib cage.
Yeah, you're climbing up, and this thing, it is like it's made of sand, and as you're eating at it, sand is flying in all directions as you're chipping away at this ancient statue, whatever the heck it is. Let's do it. Can you do it again? Can you get that crystal?
Can we smash? Yes, we can.
Was that a pass again?
That was another one.
Oh, Nassim, just complaining. I'm the worst. As you get up there.
It's all for this moment. It was all for right now.
Okay. You get up to the top of this thing, and as you deal another point of damage here, you are swarming around its head, and you hear like a chipping sound and then a crack as you just see this red crystal. And I think everybody in slow motion sees this. It's like kind of pop, 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 like as it's arcing across the room, like heading towards you, Atash. It's just flying out here. And as the crystal is removed from the head of this creature, Vam, you realize that this crystal isn't actually part of this creature. It looks like it was like plastered on or like glued on, attached somehow. And the Kithuk is like, oh God, as this thing starts to go berserk. The minute the crystal is not attached to it, you see that the Kithuk is like, everybody get out of here, just get out of here. Totally changing tactic, because whatever this gem was doing, it seemed to keep this creature in check. And now the crystal is just flying and landing so close to you, Atash. Yeah, I think it's going to be in the air. What are you doing now, Vam? You're swarming around this thing that has like opened up its mouth and is just coughing out sand. And you see extra pairs of arms now are sprouting from this thing as it grows and kind of hulks up in size. And you see its eyes turn this vicious red color as this thing has just gotten so much worse.
This is the complete opposite of what I hoped would happen.
Ain't it fun?
I assume it's gonna go berserk and hopefully knock off the other vases. Maybe we should all just...
it looks like the Kithuk is like, stop doing the ritual. We're not going to live. Everybody, bye. So
all right,
she's taken the vase off of her head and is clutching it, and it's just like, everybody
that we
run.
can't have. That we can't have, though.
Yeah, we need to get that base.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're only halfway through phase 2. This is bananas.
Can I use try one more shot at Ball of Death?
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah, you can.
go into this Kithuk.
Oh yeah, you can.
All right, then let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she's right there, so I guess technically you would have enough movement.
All right. That was another one. Another one.
Nice. So what does it look like when you land on this Cthulhu who's clutching this vase here? Like off of this big creature that is just freaking out.
It's a very hard tackle, bringing down my weight from above onto their back.
Yeah, and you swarm, and she was not anticipating this in the middle of everything that was happening, and she just goes down real hard. You hear a crack of maybe like a knee as she hits the deck and is going to take, some damage here.
Does she release the vase?
No, she keeps that real tight, real close. And I think that's probably going to be your movement. If you're vertical scaling and up, I think that's probably about 10 squares.
I take it, yeah.
All right. You technically only did one action this turn, though. So if you want to take another action, you can certainly try.
True.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Maybe,
Vam doing work.
Yeah.
I mean, should I? Team.
I mean, it would be complexity 3, and we have 2 advantages, so why not?
Right. And they've
Unless
stopped
you
the
were gonna go after
rituals,
a-
so we're not
Yeah.
stacking them anymore.
I mean, all I'm really trying to do now, I guess, would be to separate the Cthulhu in that vase and take
Yeah,
it
get the
as
base.
we run away. So I guess I'll take out my laser sword and collect ourselves and try
Casual.
and like slice, like literally create a cut between the
Ugh.
Cthulhu and the vase and just be like, no.
All right, go ahead. Give me that complexity 3 to try and remove this this sapient from her vase.
Complexity 3. Perhaps we will do an athletics.
I mean, yeah, you're leaping down onto her and swinging your sword out and around. It makes sense to me. This is very athletic.
Yeah.
Yeah, all trying to be very acrobatic while we do it. Oh, dang.
Ooh,
Okay.
yeah.
Advantage. Advantage. All right. A D6, please.
No 1, no 5, no whammies. That is
No.
not what I said.
Oh.
Well,
You did
We
good,
have-
kid.
We
You
have
did
one
so
more.
We did our best.
How bad do
You
we
did
want
so
to do
much.
this?
Wait, it's 3 ones. I don't think you could re-roll,
what?
Well,
right?
she re-rolled one of the ones and got a 1 again, right?
Right, so it's
Yeah, I
1,
rolled
1,
1d6.
1. So even spending another advantage to re-roll.
No.
Oh. Huh?
Wait, what? No, she re-rolled a 1, so it's still 151.
Oh, okay. Right, I understand. Yes, you could spend another advantage. Numbers are hard.
I mean, this is pretty
I
important.
totally had. I was on your side
Oh,
after
yeah?
that, though. I was like, oh yeah, no.
Oh, yeah,
Chris.
no. I like playing with you.
So I should do it again?
I think so. It's important to
yeah,
separate the vase,
what-
right?
I mean, look, it's
Unless
the
someone needs to
finale.
What do you have to lose?
I mean, we have to leave. That's the main goal, is get that
Yeah.
and leave.
Lives.
Yeah. Do it.
Yeah. Do it.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So you do it. You manage to slam your sword after some tussling and some shoddy spots where you weren't sure if you're going to make it. You bring down that laser sword and you bite into this Kithuk, who still, despite everything, clings to this
Yeah, that's
vase
fair.
like it is her lifeline, like it is her mission in life to use this vase, as she shields it with her body from you and the laser
Ooh.
sword. She
hurts.
is barely hanging in there, but she is still in there. You want to push it again. You have no advantages now.
Yeah, that's.
I don't think I want to. I think
Yeah.
we've done our damage and we can't move anymore either, so we're done. That's our turn.
Okay. All right, and I'll move you over here too, just because things are about to get spicy. Little voice. So you see this thing that was clearly coming for you just
A
has
million
lost.
years ago.
Yeah, has
You-
it has lost whatever kind of constraint was holding it in place. You're not sure. It just got a lot scarier and you're not exactly sure why. So this is the situation you're looking at in front of you right now.
Cool.
Cool, good, tight, cool, tight.
She's there. They're there. Yeah, I think Little Voice is gonna step inside, but Can I use my action to defend?
Yeah, you certainly can.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't need like a prepared defense. Essentially, I think Little Voice at this time, because like they probably like locked eyes for that second where we know we're gonna fight, and then you lost sight of the battle, and now you're going all wild. All right, cool. Yeah, he's gonna go make sure that his companions get out of that room first and foremost. So if he can 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so just engage there. Right?
Okay.
Can you
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you can push these people to the side for sure.
Yeah.
Because they're X'd out, right?
Yeah, because their vessels are emptied. That's why. Sorry, I'm moving you around so I can move them to the side.
What's going on?
I'm moving. We're dancing. We're dancing. The dance of combat. We're doing the dance of combat. Yes, you can run absolutely towards this thing, which is hulking and screaming and growing in size in front of you.
Cool. And I will, without the screaming, I was gonna say Atash. I'm not Atash. What the heck, brain? Little Voice is also like shit. Like there's like panels on his form that are shifting to kind of make him also appear bigger. But he will just use his turn essentially to defend. I think Vam is the closest. So if the creature or anything tries to attack Vam, Little Voice will step in instead.
Got it. Cool. All right. So then that's going to be a complexity 2. And what kind of skill would you like to use to set up that defense? Looking at this thing's character
perception?
sheet. This is fine.
No.
Yeah, perception. So go ahead and roll that complexity 2 for perception. Okay. Yeah, so you have set up so you will be able to block if an attack comes towards Vam. So that is good news. Would you like to do another action on your turn?
I mean, I have a not very good ranged skill, but I could try to shoot at the creature.
It's now or never.
All right, let's go. Let's pew pew. As he's growing bigger, the other arm kind of like, shifts out, and it's just this, laser rifle, I believe is what he has. Not a super good skill, but
heck yeah. Complexity 3. See if you can shoot this thing.
Nope.
All right.
We're gonna roll a consequence that's like you die on a spaceship because of stuff. Oh, you make a mess. That's awesome.
He is like the cleanest
You just
of all of them on the ship, right? He is so
make a mess.
Just sand.
Yeah,
everywhere.
I think you aim your shot, and it's so close range. It's so hard to do that you blow a hole through one of these things like shoulders. It has 6 arms, and it seems to be growing more arms every time this happens. So you blow off like one of these hands, one of these arms that does shatter into a bunch of sand and this red substance. You're not sure if it can't be blood because it's made of like statuary. And in that moment, all of that cloud kind of encompasses you, and you're like, as this is happening, and then suddenly it magnetizes and it pierces through your body in hundreds of little points as this incredibly hard material just pops through your skin and starts grinding at the wiring within you. So I think you are going to take a point of damage as whatever this thing's body is made of, it is clearly magic, and it is clearly a substance no longer in use in Olaxis. And I think all of you might get the sinking feeling that this thing you're facing, whatever it is, this might also be omniscient technology.
No. But also terrible.
But also
Right.
Bad, but cool.
But also bad.
How does magic work against shield charges?
I think your
stacked
shield.
I had all these batteries that you guys said to make sure.
Yeah,
that you
no,
had
I think
crap ton of batteries, and I
then-
did.
Then I think
So I used them all at the last episode.
your shield charge would save you from this. You see
Cool.
that the sand like comes up and eats through your shield, and the few flecks that do manage to make it to your skin, you see just the pitting that should not be happening for grains of sand of that size. And you know, if you were hit with like that, you in particular being made of metal probably would not stand a chance. And that is going to, before Atash goes, I'm going to spend both collapse points to give myself 2 additional attacks, in addition to everything I'm going to get now. So,
Oh my.
The good news is we get 2 advantages for that.
Yay.
rude boy. So, here we
That's
go.
really handy.
That is
It's
handy. That's nice.
Very handy. What is it called? It's called something the collapse. Resist the collapse.
Yeah.
Nice. But Atash, that brings us to you, and the crystal.
No, thank you.
is about to land because this is all happening at once. So it is like stretching out, and it's at the point where it could like shatter on the ground, or you could catch it.
Oh, I have to make that choice, huh?
Yeah. It looks so fragile. It would just burst into a bunch of pieces.
Flying right towards you.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, I know it is.
It's hard not to catch something that's being thrown at you.
Okay, so Atash is in this glean body with all of these tentacles.
Mhm.
And so Atash takes a moment to interlace all of the tentacles as best he can into sort of one mega tentacle. And reaches that tentacle for the crystal that is flying towards them. And Wanda and the dark of my cabin flash in front of me, and the claw marks, slugs don't have claws, but the claw marks on the door, my friends. And Atash is going to, as the crystal approaches the tentacles, use the mega tentacle as a bat to hit the crystal towards the vase that Yawa has.
Yes.
Ooh, this is very cool. Hell yeah.
What an athlete.
All right.
Well, let's not get excited.
It's your first action, complexity 2. So let's do it. Let's see if you can do it.
I think this is...
You can do it.
I think this is power, and I think it's not just like the power to hit it, but also the mental fortitude to not grab it. I can't look. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, you bruh.
Hooray!
So
I'm sorry, I need a minute.
You bat this, the most beautiful crystal you have ever seen in your life. You smack it, and in this heartbreaking moment, you touch it, and it's so lovely, and then it whams across the room, and you all hear a cracking sound of ceramic just being shattered by impact. And you swear, despite the roaring, despite everybody scrambling, there's that perfect silent moment where you just hear this cracking sound. And Vam, as you are like on top of this Kithuk, you just hear her go, "No," as the pieces shatter. And all of that residual magic, that like kind of sick green around this room just snuffs out completely, and it becomes utter chaos as all the scientists that are remaining just throw down these vessels and are just trying to run full kilter out of this room, while you see this being made of sand and stone and spite just begins to smash at everything, anything around it. You hear the shearing of metal as it is tearing apart this space station piece by piece, clubbing into any beings it gets a hold of. What are you all doing? There's a lot of chaos right now. If you wanted to slip out, this would probably be your opportunity.
I feel like everyone's dropped their vessels, so Ciela Glass raises her hands and all the plasma that's pooling on the ground joins the ball that she had created, and she waves her arms so it grows and grows like a big bubble or sphere. And she's going to try to encase the big statue monster in this sphere just to hold it off in time that all of her friends can leave the room and escape.
Oh, I think this is so cool. I think this is definitely going to work, but here's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to have you roll a complexity check. If you fail, you have to stay in the room to concentrate on the spell. If you succeed, you can keep it in stasis and leave with your friends.
All right. What complexity?
I will say, let's do complexity 3. I feel like this is kind of touching on the shield magic, so not too hard, but there's a lot going on here.
All right. I do have the moderate condition
that
as
will
well, so it's actually a complexity 2.
Okay, and just to be clear, we are no longer in combat, so we can't use advantages,
Correct.
right?
You are no longer in combat.
Just want to make sure that we understand what is about to happen, because I don't want to start screaming about advantages.
Fight me!
Okay, here we go. We did it!
Yes! So with your magic, you reach out to this bubble of raw plasma. I think it takes everything you've got, all of that plasma, to hold back this creature, because you try to wrap this veil around it, and it keeps pushing and fighting, cutting through your magic, because this thing is an omniscient guardian. It is something well out of time and space that slices through magic. So you use that plasma, and you are sure you would not have been able to do this spell if you didn't have just raw firepower on your side. But you managed to form this kind of transparent, shimmering dome around this thing that seems to trap it in almost slow motion as you stop time around this creature in particular.
So cool.
Allowing you all to escape. As you are running through the halls, you see there are scientists running with you, including your uncle, who is trying to push himself just past and towards these airlock doors. So Ciela Glass, you see him stumbling and running. I think you're still invisible, so he has not seen you or interacted at all. Also, this Kithuk, who tried to enact this ritual, they are running in a blind panic, all of them here. Is there anything you are doing, or are you just leaving them to their fate as you run back to your ship?
I feel like Ciela's like stayed in the room long enough to make sure everyone else got through and then left last. And as her uncle is stumbling, she gets through one set of doors and breaks the invisibility. And she says, "This is for Mom and Dad." And she presses a button and the doors close.
And yeah, it's that instant, so many things happen, because it's that flash of recognition where he sees you, he's confused. He hears you say that, and then as the doors close, it's just that rage that has defined everything he has done to you and your family, and a pounding on the doors, and you hear that, like, burst as this creature starts to roar as part of it moves out of the bubble. And as you're running down the hall, screams stop and become just a smashing sound of stone. As you know, your uncle is no more. Your problems are no more. You are free to return to your family.
Yeah.
And I think all of you in the chaos, you can run back to Wanda, who is still there. You are getting messages from the ARC vessels. Only 2 have remained. Old Sturdy and I can't even remember anymore. There's
the slow satisfaction.
Old Sturdy and the slow satisfaction are the only 2 ARC vessels still surviving. And you have also had countless reports from VamFam. Several ships have gone down. This isn't a raging success like last time. It was a fight. but all the fighters have been taken down, and you are able to take off on Wanda, and you know Olaxis is safe. For now. Vala's Starshot is out of this world, for good or for ill. People are not going to be able to propel planets, cosmic bodies, away or to the burn. You all have succeeded. Congratulations, you have made it through the After Midnight module in one piece. I'm so glad you all are alive. I think
pretty dang well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One piece, but my heart is broken. I immediately go and apologize to Bottler.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. And Bottler
Oh no!
seems to understand. You don't know why, but this little robot gets it. And I think, you know, real quick, I do want to look at, you know, what happens to you all in the days to come, the weeks to come, because you just all went through something incredible. You saved billions of lives. So, Ciela Glass, what is it like now? Your uncle is no more. The person who haunted you, who hunted you for all this time, what does it look like for Ciela's legacy from here on?
Well, Ciela is able to get her real name and identity cleared for helping to save the universe, and inherits her family's fortune, which she uses to fund a lot of ARC projects, and just generally she's seen a lot of the universe now, like the real universe, not just Ozobni and other places like that in the Heart Worlds. So she does as much as she can to benefit those in the outer ring.
Yeah. And I think all the people who've worked with your family too are just so thrilled to see you back. And it was very clear that while your uncle was technically the only choice, he was just that, the only choice. And they are so relieved to have somebody else at the helm of this money and this power in the system. And Little Voice, where do you go from here? I feel like you've learned a lot about Una, but you've still been grieving and kind of in this place. So what is next for Little Voice?
I think Little Voice, especially after having a grenade shoved in your body and being exposed to an incredibly caustic material, but being part of committing so much death and destruction as well, despite the fact that they saved so many more, I think he would work with maybe the ARC in acting more as like a diplomat, like a speaker for the dead type, where those who have been killed in combat of some sort, he is there to represent, to make sure that their voices are forever heard. And I think he maybe tends to that memorial.
Yeah, I think Jade would be
commits his life to it.
Thrilled to invite you to work with her on this memorial. Certainly adding those who, over the course of this adventure even that you've had, everyone who's been touched or fallen. Absolutely. And Atash, you've been through 2 of these missions now. You've been through a lot. You staved off an addiction, it seems like, at the very end there. So where does Atash go from here?
I think Atash sort of immediately after takes some time back on his little farming moon in the Bryte system in the Heart Worlds. He hasn't been back since before we started the first season.
Yeah.
So I think they go back and realize pretty quickly that it'll always be home in some ways, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Not even just there's not that much to do, but it's, there is a routine to the day in those places. Even if you're not farming, there is a sort of expectation and a routine, and that's just not for them anymore. So after, a few weeks and getting things in order, I think they show up. Well, I don't want to make assumptions about our final crew member, but I do think Atash would sort of seek out Vam Fam and show up eventually and just sort of say, so, what next?
Yeah. And I think, speaking on that point, almost immediately, Vam Fam, after this encounter, after you've rested and recovered, you begin to have extremely vivid dreams. And your lullaby sphere, especially after what happened last time, just stays so close by your side. And you dream of this world, this abandoned world, filled with these ancient ruins, very close to the burn. And there's this sense of urgency and the sense that somewhere buried in the earth is something that you have to find. And every night it's the same dream over and over, compelling you to investigate this place, this ancient, deserted place.
Follow that compulsion.
Yeah.
I need to know what else is out there. Where did this thing come from? These are the answers the questions I've been asking this whole time. And I've gotten very little information still. But we want to go follow that thing.
So there's no question for Vam.
Yeah.
You're all in for the adventuring. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, you've been making preparations to go when Atash kind of shows up, at the bridge, the floor of Wanda. And Wanda just says, oh, God, we're really going to do this again. As you load in and on board for whatever adventure will follow next. And that is where we are going to end season 2 of Burn Bryte. Thank you all so much for being here, for playing through this. This has been an amazing experience. We have played through the After Midnight module, which is the second ever kind of long module that's been published for Burn Bryte. So we hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. We are done. That is the end of our season. If you did enjoy this season, the other season, please do let Roll20 know. Let all your friends know. We post all the episodes on YouTube, so you can always, catch up. If you want to run a game, check it out. Hopefully this will be helpful for you. But let's go around the horn here and say, since we're no longer in space ever, well, except Gnome, who's always in space, since we're no longer in Olaxis, please tell people where they can go to support you when you are not here. So please do follow all these wonderful individuals. They're awesome creators, and you should follow them wherever they go. So, Gnome, where can they go to do that for you?
Well, Celeste, first, thank you so much for this absolutely incredible story, and to the Roll20 team and everybody who put their heart and soul into Burn Bryte. It is such a fun, easily understood game that allows for so much flexibility in play.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, I already want to run my own campaign of this.
You should do it. It's so much fun. Everybody play it. It's so easy to learn to do as a GM too.
Story paths.
Yeah.
Like that is an awesome mechanic.
Yeah. And I think just real quick, I believe most of us finished a story path. We all finished at the end. We hit those events at the very end. Yeah.
Just awesome. So this is great. So thank you so much for having me. And it's so awesome to play with everybody here at the table. Y'all are just spectacular. But my name is Gnome. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at Nomadic. I do TTRPG things in TTRPG spaces. I have 8 streams, including the ones I've had this
You're a
Monday.
hero.
This week, it's just wow, I'm doing a lot of things. Follow me on Twitter. That's where the main schedule is. But Tuesdays to Thursdays, you can catch me over on my gaming's channel. If you like space, I'm running an entanglement. I'm running an Expanse RPG game, as well as I play in a Coriolis game. I really like space games. On my own channel, on Friday evenings, you can catch me and a wonderful group of folks. We're going to be playing Starfinder, but as bears.
Yay.
It's sentient bears, space bears, bear space. And I'm super excited because, I mean, it's space and bears. And you just can't get more fun than that. And then every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you can catch me again on my own Twitch channel. Just waking the heck up, talking about TTRPGs and other stuff that we feel like with Eris Savad. And we just announced Wally132 over on Twitter is now joining us every Monday and whenever else he feels like it, as our third co-host. So it's a good time.
Yeah. Oh, and going around the horn, I've lost my overlay. I don't know who's next. Nassim, I've said it a million times in this order, but I forgot. Nassim, where can people go to find you, to support you when you're not in Olaxis? Because you're no longer in Olaxis this season.
I'm sad to no longer be in Olaxis, but if you want to come keep hanging out with me, I'm everywhere on social media at Nazgul, and of course as a cast member of the Venture Maidens podcast, which we stream every Wednesday night. And yeah, VamFam will have a very special place in my heart. Top 5 easily. I'm very sad to see them go, but I'm so happy we got another season and got to play with these fabulous people. Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Oh, thank you. And Lisa, where can people go to support you? Because they should.
Well, first, I echo everyone's thanks and appreciation and gratitude for getting to play this story, to Roll20 and to Celeste for running. If you want to follow me, you can do so on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, and I also have a link tree that's at Lisa Penrose. In addition to the many hats I wear, I am a game designer. I designed a game called Mundane Magic RPG, where you can play one of the fates, shaping time and reality. If you want to see that game in action, this Sunday on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Lisa Penrose, is a Mundane Magic Valentine's special where they will be matchmaking dinosaurs.
Oh my God.
TK Johnson of Indoor Recess is the GM, and then oh my gosh, I've forgotten everybody's names. Jessica Ross, Masood Hake, and Josephine McAdam are going to be playing the Fates. So check that out. That's going to be at 10 a.m. on Sunday.
Yes, and Yehenia, where can people go to support you, follow you, uplift you, as they should?
Oh, thanks. Follow me on Twitter, folks. Just like everybody else, that's where I post all the things that I'm doing. Twitter.com/DMJazzyHands. Follow me on Twitch. Also, I stream 2 to 3 times a week. Right, this month it's 3 times. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons, we play Dragon Age Inquisition. In the afternoons, we have a grand old silly time. We are romancing Dorian, if that's of any interest to you. Friday is sort of a grab bag day. Sometimes it's Phoenix Immortals Rising. Sometimes it's, what did we play this past week? Miles Morales. But we have a fun group, a lovely, delightful group of humans that stop by there. So join us. That's at twitch.tv/DMJazzyHands. Wednesdays, we drop new episodes of my actual play D&D podcast, The Last Refuge. Things are heating up and it's all very exciting. I just got done editing a very intense episode that comes out in 2 weeks today. So check us out. You can follow us on Twitter at DND Last Refuge. And of course, on Sunday afternoons at 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, I am one of 2 new rivals of Waterdeep. We have had 2 episodes so far. We have had a blast. We have found out that we're going to Candlekeep this season. So we're very excited about that. Yeah, and then other stuff on the horizon. Keep your eyes on the Twitter for announcements. But thanks so much, Celeste. Thanks. 2 seasons. It's the best. I'm very happy to get to do both of these seasons with you. So thanks. And you've all players been delightful. Thanks, everybody. Love.
Yes. Thank you all so much. My name is Celeste Konowich. If you want to follow all the things I'm producing in the world of podcasting, shows, Twitch, etc. Follow me on Twitter at cconowitch. Like Nassim mentioned, definitely follow Venture Maidens, which is the D&D podcast that I DM for. That's the best thing. Also check out Penwitch Studio, which is the podcast network that Lisa and I run. So please do check that out. A bunch of femme-led shows that are just really awesome. Yeah, thank you so much, Roll20, for having us back for that second season. Thank you to James and Tricasso and the team who designed Burn Bryte. I really think it is one of the most special science fantasy games out there, and it just blows my mind that I have gotten to run 2 seasons of this game, and thank you so much. I love you all. You are amazing. And so for the last time, everybody... Blast off! Blast off! Blast